You look so bored.
We are visiting some good old friend of ours that we used to work camp with a couple years ago when we were work camping up in Wisconsin, spending a couple days already with them, and it's really nice over here. Their property is pretty neat. As you can see, there's a lot of trees, a lot of the desert trees surrounding, and we are doing some yard work. We are making a path. So these trees are really thorny, and we are making this path that loops all around their yard, and it's turning out pretty well actually. This is something we're doing out of just common courtesy, just for, you know, having them let us stay on their property, get a little break from traveling and using their showers and laundry. There you go. Yeah, it's looking pretty good, I'd say. Look at that trail. All this was just covered with trees and couldn't even walk through it. Thorny trees. I think we're gonna take off here pretty soon. We'll spend a couple days here already. Probably tomorrow, the day after, we'll probably take off and head more west, probably somewhere towards California. If you're ever, you know, moving into an RV or you're living in one and you happen to stay at someone's property, whether they have yard work or not or whatever it is, I would just encourage you to ask if there's any work to be done, because I think people usually appreciate that, especially they're older people. The folks we're staying with here are a little older. Judy, if you're watching this, you're young, but yeah, you guys have been great. Very hospitable. Watching Nala while we go out of town and stuff, we really appreciate that. So hopefully you guys can enjoy your yard and go on your daily walks early in the morning and walk around your path and enjoy the beautiful mountains over there. You guys have a beautiful view. You guys have beautiful property over here. They've been full-timing in their RV since like the 80s. I think early mid 80s. They started in a truck camper like us. They still have that truck camper. It's an old vintage truck camper, and they have been work camping for a while, and they're people, they're experienced, they're seasoned RVers. They know a lot about traveling and a lot about adventures and RV living and all that. And it's just neat to be surrounded by people that are like-minded. But we are going to finish up this work here, and then we will probably see you when we're on the road, I guess. Okay, so later.
What are you doing? You want that? I'm gonna throw it. What are you guys doing? What are you doing? Hey! Hey, Neffy. How are you? Are you coming to see your friend Nala? Uh-oh. You heard that, didn't you?
Now it's time to wrap up our stay, say goodbye to our friends, and continue on the road. This doggy took all of Neffy's their dog, all of her toys. This doggy, he just went straight to the toy box and just grabbed it all and devoured it, and even took a couple of her. No, baby, you are a toy thief. You are a toy thief.
Yeah, these are toys.
What is this stuff? Is this what they consider the, like,
Traffic stop?
no, like the border, like border control stop
Aren't we
stuff?
going up to...
Yeah, but I mean, this stuff can happen. We're not too far away from Mexico. What the heck is all this?
Working dogs ahead, yeah, they drug traffic, I think.
Wow.
I think this is a traffic stop.
There's doggies ahead, yes, but they're not friendly doggies. You have to stay in the vehicle. You have to be serious.
This is weird. I'm not used to this stuff. It's border control.
I guess we didn't look suspicious. Yep, border control. Huh.
Wow, this is so weird. Never seen anything like this in person. What are they doing exactly? Are they... Because he just looked in and just told us to wait, like waved us goodbye. But like, are they looking? Like, are they judging a book by its cover, or are they looking for drugs? Are they seeing if people look suspicious? Like, what are they doing? I don't get it.
Maybe there's certain people that.
I mean, I'm sure they're looking for illegals.
Well, maybe they're looking for certain people that they know. They know the faces.
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe there's certain drug lords that they're looking for.
Outside, but that right there is a reason why we eat the way we eat. It's just one of the reasons why. It's just nuts. That right there was all covered. It was just a black field, it looked like.
It just stinks.
And it reeks. See, a real farm is not supposed to reek. We worked at farms where cow's poop does not stink if it's done right. That right there is, people might say eating meat is a way of life. That right there was never the way of life. I don't support that. Support your local farmers markets and your local sustainable guys. These guys are a joke. It just makes me so mad.
All throughout our travels, we have come across lots of different areas of factory farming. When I think of factory farming, I think of our hometown. I think of Iowa, where we grew up, our home state. And that's what I really think of as, oh yeah, the land of factory farming. You got your cornfields, you got your pigs.
See that? That's not cool, guys. Zoom in.
That's what factory farming does. This is not your old McDonald farm.
But it's crazy, as we travel, I'm realizing that it's not just Iowa, it's all different states. And here in Arizona, this would be the least likely place that I would think you would have factory farming. I mean, there's not even a lot of grass for cows to graze on, hardly anything. And here in the desert, you see a mile long stretch. I'm not even sure how far wide it goes, but lengthwise, a mile-long stretch of cows just jam-packed together in the desert. There's no shade over them. There's
this isn't part of our travel vlog, but this is who we are as people. This is what we believe. And if we can just send out just a small message every 2 years in our video, which we never do, we never talk about this, but if we can just throw it out there when we see this, maybe it'll impact somebody out there just to make better choices.
There's been so many times that we've been traveling and filming these kind of operations. Just over in Phoenix, we drove by a large factory farming operation in the city, and that blew our minds, but we didn't show it. There's just numerous times that we've filmed and we just haven't shown it because it's not what our channel is about, and we don't want people to think that we're trying to push our views on them. But today it's time to at least show you what we drive by, and if you're out on the road, there's a guarantee that you're gonna drive by it.
Everything you drive by is rainbows and butterflies.
Yeah, when you're out in our wonderful country, you will end up seeing
Concentration camps for animals.
crap like that, and if it bugs you, good, it should, and if it doesn't, you know, that's your own deal there. So
Yes, but hey, we are all for local farming. We're all for, hunting. We support that stuff. Now, hey, fishing, do things the way it's always been done. But factory farming, concentration camps, all that stuff, we don't support, and we will not take a little taste of anything that comes from the people. We encourage you to check out this book. It's called Mad Cowboy. It's about a rancher who grew up all his life cattle ranching. And he was on Oprah back in the 90s. I think it was the 90s. And he was pretty much speaking the truth on the methods of cattle ranching and what they do and how they treat the animals and what they feed them. Just to give you a little idea, this is the book right here. Okay, he was aired on Oprah, and Oprah talked about it with him, and Oprah and him got sued pretty much by the meat industry for speaking up against the truth. Here's a little tidbit. They say that they feed their cattle. Remember, cattle are herbivores. They feed their cattle ground up cats and dogs. There, if that kind of helps a little bit with understanding a little bit more on why this is wrong, this method of factory farming. Euthanized cats and dogs, grounded up, fed to cattle. That right there should be like, oh, whoa, 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 something's up there.
even cows used to be fed to cows. That's been outlawed, but they can still feed them roadkill and anything other than cow. So before, cows were eating cows. Now cows can eat, roadkill, pets, other factory farmed animals. They're just ground up and fed and put into some kind of cereal for these cows, and yummy yummy. Then you eat it.
If people really knew the truth, all these information, it's everywhere. People would avoid supporting. People will not support this if they really, really knew what was going on behind closed doors. So
that's what
yes.
we have to say for this year, and probably, your only vlog. This is probably the only time.
And since this is not the channel for this, we will probably not really mention much on this probably in a while or ever again. So for those that take offense to this,
don't worry.
And we're gonna move on, and we're gonna just continue to travel and see the rest of the beautiful American freedom nation.
Went into the gym, and then we
came back, had something to eat. Once we were done, we stepped out and voila! Look at all these
Hubbos.
RVs.
Mobile hubbos.
Our guess is they're doing the same thing we did. So
Trying to get their stinky selves all freshened up.
this is Yuma, and once we came over here, we noticed a huge increase in RVs, vans, truck campers. We definitely don't stick out anymore, so.
True. We really don't. We're not just a mobile hobo outsider. This morning we are gonna go see what is going on with our truck. There's a sound coming from underneath. It sounds like rattling cans. It's kind of like towards the back bottom of the truck. I can't make out what it is. I don't know if it's an exhaust leak or something in the transfer case or drive shaft. I don't know what. These are the rear diff?
Yeah, well, the rear diff's the one that has a lot of play in it, too. Just the whole dry shaft looks shot.
These mechanics sent us down the street to somebody else to further inspect our problem. So this is like officially the first time we've actually needed to repair the truck.
Yeah, we've been just talking about how much we love the truck because it hasn't given us any problems. But lately we've been finding problems, so.
First time we actually have to repair it on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Usually when something happens, it's like back home. Perfect timing.
Yeah.
But these people seem to be really friendly and welcoming and just great personalities, and so
judging on their personality.
I'm sure you guys are not really used to working on rusty trucks, huh?
Well, you know, I'm from back east, and when I moved out here 40 years ago, you know, it was amazing that nothing had any rust on it, you know,
Yeah.
because you're used to stuff running away from under you.
So far the truck is back to normal, I think. So there was a rattling sound, and that was a loose tailpipe. He tightened that up. Pretty easy fix there anyway. And then the U-joint, it was a bad U-joint. It was making that clicking sound. I'm so glad that it wasn't like a differential problem or something major, because that's what I was thinking coming to this shop, because the mechanics before, the stop before, had told us that it was that, and they were convinced it was that. This guy here looked at it, and he's a drivetrain guy. He works with all that stuff anyway. He said that it wasn't that, it's just a U-joint. Check them out if you're in Yuma. I'll put the name in the description and their Facebook page and all that. This guy knows what he's doing, and now we're back on the road. So I'm glad that we're not dropping $2,000 on something severe. I really thought it was, but so it feels good. It really does feel good.